What is up, guys? Jake from OneHive here with a quick follow-up video to the friendly challenge issue, let's say. I posted on Twitter that if you guys wanted to hear my alternative plan that I pitched to SuperCell, that I would post it, and it seemed like most of you did, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about that. But, I've seen the reaction. I haven't read through all the comments. There's already over 1,000 comments on my video. I will try to read all of them, but it will take some time to go through all that. But I think and I told them before this, I said, at least in my audience, it's going to be overwhelmingly against this. And I think that I was accurate in your feelings about that. And I think they see that now. So hopefully that can make a difference. I don't know that it can. What we have to realize is that we are in such the minority. You have to understand all casual players like this idea because they don't care if it's exploited for the purpose of winning wars. All modders like the idea. And so it's just the guys that played it fair play and that were competitive in war that don't like this. And so we are a small fragment, but they are essentially killing the game for our little small fragment. Going to ideas, I have read a lot of comments, a lot of tweets already, stuff like that. The number one comment is to just make it not available during war. So if you're in a war, you couldn't use this feature. Well, that's not a fix. You have to understand the links that people will go to gain an unfair advantage, and they will easily make separate clans so that they can do it on other accounts during war. That is making it simply not available is completely exploitable still. The other one that I've heard a lot of is as a timer of some sort. I think that could work. Like if you build a base, if you edit your base, there's like a 24 or 48 hour timer to where you couldn't use this feature on that particular base for that amount of time. And I think that could work, although I don't think it's the best option. The suggestion that I made to them was this, that the only bases this feature would be usable for is not all 6 of your bases, but simply the bases that were used in war. And let me explain. Let's say we go into the war log here, and I go to the Dragonfly War, and I go, so you know what? I hit number 16 on this war, but I didn't quite get it. I would love to attack that base again. All right. Then right below the replay button, there's an attack button, and I can do it as many times as I want to, but only after the war is over. Now, if it's only after the war is over that you can use this feature, and only on bases that were used in a clan war, you get all of the upside. I get the ability to practice this base as many times as I want to. I get the ability to try new armies on any base that was in the war, new army compositions, new different things. I get the ability to attack my own base if I want to. I can attack my friends' bases that while the enemy clan may not have 3-starred, they might not got ASAP Aussie's base, but maybe I come in and say, hey, there's a weakness in your base here. Let me show you. And I attack his base. So any base, friendly or enemy, that has been in a clan war that is ended, you have access to attack that base. Okay? So it gives you all of the upside. It gives you all of the testing, the practice, all of those good things. The vetting of your own bases, the testing of your own bases, all of those great aspects that this has with it, it gives, but without the ability to have unlimited attacks in war before you do your real attack. That is the one thing that we just don't want. All the other stuff we can deal with, which is fine. It's probably good stuff, but the ability to practice an attack before you do the real attack, it's insane. It's insane. It's a clash killer. No, excuse me, it's not a clash killer. It's a war killer, is what it is. So who knows? I pitched this to SuperCell. Long discussion about it in the chat there, and basically a non-response. The response I got was sort of like, "Hey, it's kind of a done deal." But with your voices, maybe, who knows? I mean, it's unlikely, guys. I told you in the tweet. I don't think anything else is going to change. But this is the one system that, in my opinion, is completely unexploitable. There's nothing you can do. If you can only do it on bases when the war is over, even if we start a war and someone says, "Oh, let's go to another clan and make that base," they can't attack that base. They can't practice that base until that war is over. So there's no way to do it. Any other way, there could be some workarounds and ability to hit that base and practice it before it goes in. But with this one, it's all retroactive. It does offer you the practice. It does offer you just the enjoyment of attacking bases as much as you want to, which in theory is a good thing. without that ability to just say, hey, I'm going to get this right. If it takes 4 hours, I'll hit this base for 4 hours, and then I'm going to go in and restart it. But one thing we have to remember, guys, and you guys have to think about, you have to think about logically, is that there are people at SuperCell that do not, okay, they do not care about people attacking 100 times before they go in on a real base. They don't care about competitive war, period. And the reason I say that is simply because if they did, let's say 100% of the employees of SuperCell, or the Clash team, cared about this, do you think it would have been a year and a half before they put their foot down a stance against modding? Or do you think it would have been pretty much immediately? You know what I'm saying? A lot of them don't, it doesn't bother them. It doesn't affect them. It affects us, but it does not bother them. So we are, we're fighting an uphill battle, and we always have been. We always have been. And again, I think if this goes in the game, it's really bad news for us. But here's my suggestion. Let me know what you think about it. When I first heard about this, I stayed up all night. Basically, I couldn't sleep. My mind just wouldn't shut off thinking about it, and this is the idea I came up with over that night. So you can add suggestions or whatever, but again, I think poked holes in a few of you guys' suggestions because it's pretty easily exploitable. With this system, there's really no way. There's really nothing they can do. The people that want to spend the time, that want to do dozens and dozens of practice attacks, not on the base that they're going to hit, but just on bases in general, to learn troop behavior, things like that, they're going to be good. They're going to get better. The people that don't aren't. So it's still a matter of effort and reward, just without that one little sticking point of, please don't let someone practice my war base over and over before they do it in a real war. It's pretty simple. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope we can fight this one off. I think we are probably not going to be able to, but hey, here's to hoping. Until next time, guys, Jake from OneHive doing my best to help you guys suck less.